Hello, I'm Miss Time Bunny and welcome to another video. Today this video is going to be just a little general chatty sort of video where I'm just going to be sharing some of my memories of way back when amusement arcades were more of a thing. I mean, okay, I think these days amusement arcades aren't really that much of a thing anymore because I think where gaming consoles are more accessible to wider audiences and such like, you know, I'm guessing probably the demand for them has gone down, so you don't really see a lot of arcades with arcade gaming cabinets in them anymore. I mean, there might be a few exceptions with, say, like, for example, there's Brighton Pier, there's one on, like, an amusement arcade on there. Blackpool still has a few, and even down here where I live in Portsmouth, we have South Parade Pier, which has a bit of a like amusement arcade on it. So it's not very big, you know, but it has like a very small one. So it's a case of they still kind of exist in some places, but not sort of like as they were, say, during the 1980s and 1990s when I was growing up, and probably maybe even one or two of you guys as well, you might remember them. But I do have a lot of fond memories of them, you know, because when I was at school, I used to spend a lot of the school holidays staying at my nan's. You know, she lived at Fareham at the time, so it wasn't unusual for us to like hop on a bus and just sort of go on little day trips to places. And one place we used to go to was Leon Solent, because they had a little amusement arcade just on the seafront. I think last time I checked, I think it might still be there. I'm not 100% sure, to be fair, but I know it used to be there. I mean, I think the building itself is still there, but I don't know if it's still an arcade. But, yeah, we used to go there, and I used to absolutely love going in there because they had like really awesome arcade cabinets. We're talking like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Simpsons. I think they had sort of like one of the WWE games. I think it might have been, WrestleMania or WrestleFest or something along those sorts of lines. Hopefully you guys will know what one I mean, but it was something like that. And it was like, and of course I remember, you know, things like Pac-Man being a thing, because that was still knocking around, I think, well into the early 90s, and a lot of arcades that was still around. But there were just so many fantastic games that used to be about. I remember sort of Splatterhouse coming out in the arcades, because I remember there was an arcade cabinet of that in Fareham Leisure Centre of all places, up in the like the sort of canteen area. And I could just remember being sort of like stood there watching all the older lads playing it, sort of sat there with me like sweets, just like watching this really mad game. It's like, and there's one fond memory I have actually being in Fareham Leisure Centre was I was playing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet, because Fareham Leisure Centre had that for a while. And these like three other lads sort of like joined in, and we had this massive 4-player game going on for a while. We actually got, I think, near enough to the end of the game. Between us, we almost managed to complete it, and it was just like a lot of fun. So yes, there were so many games. As I said, like Ninja Turtles, I remember playing a lot. I remember playing the Simpsons one. There was also, I think, one of the later Golden Axe games. I think it was like The Return of Death Adder or something like that. I know it was a later one, and I remember there was like this like centaur woman in that you could play, and I just thought that was really cool. I remember playing her. Gauntlet was another one I played, so I think that one might be, out on console now. If you look up like the you know, you get the sort of bundle games like the Sega Mega Collection, and you can get like Atari versions and stuff like that. I think it might be out and something like that, possibly. So, but there was just so many sort of like games I used to enjoy playing. But I think the Simpsons and the Ninja Turtles were the main two that I have a lot of fond memories of playing, and sort of like going on little day trips to Leon Solent and like having an ice cream, and like my nan bringing sandwiches, and we'd sit out on the seafront and eat them and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun, and I'm kind of sad that like the old school arcades aren't really about anymore, because it was like something really fun and nostalgic about them, which unfortunately I think kids today won't really get to experience unless they live in maybe certain places where those kind of things maybe still exist in some way or another. So, but hey ho, such is life, you know. Unfortunately, well, fortunately and unfortunately, technology's gone forward, and I suppose now that, you know, home computers and consoles and such is more of an accessible thing, people are just staying at home now, I guess, playing video games and such, you know, which is great, don't get me wrong, because I absolutely love my PS4, and, you know, I've played Fallout 4 to absolute death, and, you know, I really just need to move on and stop playing that game so much, just no, stop. But yeah, it's a shame, in a way. But hey ho, I have lots of nice fun memories, that's why I look at it. And I'm going to wind up this little bit now before I start rambling, dear. Before I start rambling and talking a lot of nonsense, and I'm going to share with you also probably a little bit of footage of some of the games I remember playing, maybe even some, if I can find some pictures or footage of some old school arcades, I will. And I hope you enjoy. I will see you soon.